Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome to my channel, the Empress and the Sun Tarot. And this is Coffee and Cards. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. Today we're going to be using the cards of the Shamanic Medicine and the Sacred Power Oracle. Because we are having, the eclipse just ended a little bit ago, and then we have a full moon that was like 6 something this morning. So very powerful energy for right now. The veil is really strong, thin right now. Me and Dave were just talking about that, how much ancestor messages. So when I'm pulling myself an ancestor message, I like this deck. So we're going to start with a message from that, and then we will get into questions. I saw my niece has already been here and wrote me a message. Rainbow Obsidian. Shanae, I have not heard of Rainbow Obsidian, but I'm going to have to, I feel I'm going to have to Google it. So he's telling me to do it right now. So we're just going to start. So that could be a little piece of information for everybody. So you wanted me to look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so it's got like the angel aura, the titanium on it. So I know when I have that on my quartz, I find it super powerful, Shanae. So that is really good. It says stone allows you to reflect, learn, and I think I might have to get me one. I will have to send Dave a little thing. He has a site he likes to order through. So we are just going to start with the general reading, and then we will pull some cards. Look, my niece Shanae is here, and then we have another Shanae here. I hope you are doing well. I'm trying to get adjusted to this time change thing. Not quite there yet. Dave and I were up, 5 o'clock for the full moon or in the eclipse. So the cards that came out for the morning are the Sacred Site and the Tree People. This is substance. The first move is purpose. And then the third card we get is the Bells card, which is deflection. So as my niece posted, or starting the video out about Rainbow Obsidian, about kind of allowing you to reflect, and I hear deflect. So if anybody's going through a hard time, it sounds like working through your dark night of the soul, it sounds like Rainbow Obsidian would be a very good stone. So we are sharing that message. Thank you to my niece for sharing that little piece of information, because somebody else really needs to hear it. And the bottom of the deck is North, which is solitude. And I feel like we're kind of in that energy right now. Sometimes, being in a little solitude, working through some things. And then we are going to pull some cards from the Sacred Power Oracle, and then we will do some questions. Shanae, where are you from? Hi, Laura. How are you? Nice. We are just doing a general read, then we will pull an oracle card for you. We are just, yeah. So he likes to give a little general message first, and today's, really powerful energy with the full moon. And we just finished, like I said, that lunar eclipse, which the next one won't be until March of 2025. So that energy, from this lunar eclipse will carry over for, quite a while. So this is really powerful, transformative energy. The sun is in Scorpio and the moon is in Taurus, which, Taurus is about what we value. So I feel like it's definitely a time of changing what we value, looking at things differently. Okay. The card that came out is Divine Consciousness. So I feel like it's definitely a time of awakening as well. So I feel like it is a time of awakening, kind of pushing you into your purpose. So if you're having a little bit of time alone, just know that, the universe is kind of moving things out of your way and, trying to help you where you can raise your consciousness to the level, and the bottom of the deck is the illusion card. And with this card, I see how many steps there are in this, and in the process, of healing, there are many steps. It seems like, once you learn something, things spiral back around and it comes back to, make sure you've learned that lesson and make sure you're going to do those things. Like for me, I have to make sure I'm really having strong boundaries and, using my voice. So I get tested on that pretty much daily. So, which is where my Chiron is, which is, the symbol. So if you haven't looked and saw where your Chiron is, my guide feels like that's super important for the healing process. So with that, we will clear the cards off and have a sip of coffee, and then we will do a little bit of questions. Laura, where are you from? And then you get to pick if you would like the shamanic medicine or the sacred power. Bulgaria, nice. So we're going to let you pick if you want the shamanic medicine or the sacred power. So if you can just say a medicine or a power card. And we will pull a card for both of you. Okay, Laura, we'll get a power card for you. What are his feelings towards me? Guidance for Laura for this morning. Or we get the card of exploration with the bottom of the deck being the rainbow dragon. Celia says, look at that card and pick which color stands out to you the most. So which color stands out to you the most, Laura? And we're going to give you a message further. But we get the exploration card, which is about, this is part of your path. And, we, in the beginning, we pulled a few cards and, that was solitude. So I feel like it's just a time of alone. I feel like maybe dark night of the soul. But I feel like there's definitely, it's dark down here, but, it's the sun's about to break through and be very bright. So, Jocelyn, it's okay. Don't worry about it. That energy is still here for like all the rest of the day. And, literally the next full lunar eclipse is not till March. So, the energy is still really strong. So don't worry about that you miss seeing it. Dave and I looked at it a little bit, but the way it was setting was the opposite, So we caught a little glimpse of it and we went and did some meditation and then we caught another glimpse of it. But, and she's wanting me to read the book, so we're going to get the book out. Normally, Celia doesn't want to, necessarily do from the book, but she's wanting the book, so we are doing the book. She was very specific about wanting to know the color. So for the yellow, it's very odd because the yellow is not listed in the book. Okay. The book is saying the yellow is the golden ascension rays. So I feel like you're in a time of ascension, and that's what we get the exploration for. So I feel like it's a time of being apart. I feel like Dark Night of the Soul is definitely, part of the ascension process. And when I look at that card, I definitely feel like that's Dark Night of the Soul. But that person does see the light out there on the other side. So just know that you're going through this. But I feel like, that sky's about to burst open. So I feel like this is about, your ascension. The golden rays of ascension, it says. So that's a very specific message for you. So you wanted me to look at the book for that specific purpose. So just know it's part of your ascension process. Thank you. Megan did it yesterday for me. I kind of took the day off from work and she did my hair. So I straightened it to, she did my roots and then lightened up my blonde a little bit. So Shanae, would you like a card this morning? Hi, Sherry Lee. Next time she's going to put some blonde highlights in right before we go to Sedona. So we're already making the plan for the next time. I'm so excited. So Shanae, we are using either the Shamanic Medicine or the Sacred Power Oracle cards. Would you like a card? And you get to pick your deck. And if you have a specific question, and I'm looking into the Rainbow Obsidian. I'm going to have Dave look into getting some. It's funny, when we were talking about planning our trip, we were talking about Celia wants to go somewhere we can find natural, do like a crystal dig. So we are going to do that. You are very welcome, Laura. And then this is for Shanae Govinder. But very powerful energy this morning, like with that eclipse. Dave and I were talking about it. It's like kind of seeing behind, the moon is kind of, our shadow side, and it was kind of seeing, beyond that. We were doing some work on, because we're working on our manifestation, on our abundance. And okay, we're just gonna share a little bit. We're gonna get a card for you, Shanae. We get the card of offerings, and we get the card of Dreamweaver, and we get the cards of Bird, which is freedom, and then we get Sacred Sight, which is purpose. So I am gonna say yes. With that, it's definitely part of your purpose. And sometimes you get into one thing and it leads to something else. Like literally, I went to school, was a physical therapy assistant. But thank you. So, it is part of your purpose and where the path is leading you, it seems, as of now. So. And then Sherry Lee, we're going to get a general for you. So you want to use the power cards. Well, okay, I'm going to tell you what Dave and I were talking about. Dave and I were talking about, because we've been working on manifesting more abundance, as most people are trying to do. And we, do some Abraham processes. And one of her things is you start with $1,000, and every day you add $1,000 and spend that money. So the first day it's 1,000, the second day it's 2,000. By the time you get to day 30, you're at you're at 30,000 or 3,000. Is it 3,000? Day 3 should be 3,000. 30 days should be 30,000. And every day you add $1,000, and you just keep going. It's about trying to teach you to dream bigger. And Dave's been playing the game. for a while. As it's funny that Celia gives me a Shanae, we're going to get a card for you. Look, I got the Sacred Power. She knew. So the Dave should be up over 100,000, but Dave's at like 40,000 because Dave doesn't always feel worthy. So even though that we're in our twin flame thing and we're working on all our stuff, just know. So Celia's guidance today was to look at it from a different way. Because some days Dave is having a difficult time spending the money. I told him, I guess I need to start playing because I'm not going to have a hard time spending the money. I have, and Celia's guidance for him with the eclipse was to look at it from a different perspective. For him to window shop and look at all the prices of all these wonderful things that he wants in the future and say someday, and it's someday when he gets to that part of the game, he loves, Michigan Lake, and wants to be up on Lake Michigan. He would love a house there. Those houses are like $500,000. Like it's ridiculous. But I want him to look at those houses. I want him to look at the price of those houses so he can say someday when I get to 500,000 on the, on my game, I'm going to buy that house in my game. So, I feel like that's a good game for anybody. It's an Abraham process of, adding $1,000 a day and just practice spending the money. It's a way, to manifest things. So I invite everyone to begin that Abraham process. Do the $1,000, but don't just stop at that $1,000. Look at the other things, that you want in the future and think, someday and have that someday, be someday with the day you get to that game, if you want something that's $10,000 and, be like someday soon. And it can be someday soon because literally if you do the game every day, it's 10 days. You can really, so make it a game, make it fun for yourself. Celia's all about fun and, she's wanting to, yeah. So today is like a different kind of perspective on things since the eclipse. So don't limit yourself. Dream big and literally play the money game. We really invite you to play the money game with us. I'm every day going to play the money game from now on. So my intention later is I'm going to look at some really nice, fabulous purses. I'll just say I am a girl for a good bargain, but I'm going to start every day playing the game. So today I'm going to go find me the perfect purse I would like. That's $1,000. I would never normally do that, but you know what? I'm dreaming and it's a fun money game. So you know what? I can do it and I deserve it. So I'm going to go find me the perfect purse today for $1,000. I invite you all to go, go shopping online, go find the perfect thing you would like to have fun and buy. What would you like to buy if somebody gave you $1,000 and said you have to buy something you're going to have fun with? What would you pick? So, Amber, if I gave you $1,000 today and said you had to have fun with it, what would you pick? And I'm going to get a card for Sherry Lee, then Shanae, I'm going to get a card for you, but Celia's saying Sherry Lee first. She feels like she needs it. And Sherry Lee, if we gave you $1,000 today, what would you buy? That was just fun, for that fun of the game. If you had $1,000 and you had to spend something fun for yourself, what would you buy? And Sherry Lee, you get the exploration card too. Wow, that's twice, two people, and that's twice. So, I feel like if you're going through a little bit of dark time right now, because I feel like a lot of people are doing the dark night of the soul. If you're going through this dark time, just see this beautiful sky is there. And sometimes, you know what Dave and I make sure we do at night? We look and we just really appreciate the beautiful colors. My granddaughter loves pink sky when it's pink at night. She's like, pink sky, pink sky. She loves that. So we've learned to, it looks like it could be a storm, but take time to, appreciate the little bit of light that's in your life, whatever that may be. And we get angel assistance. So just know you're guided, you're protected. So there you go. But my guide calls you based on, she likes to have a little conversation, feedback. So if she calls on you and asks you a question and you don't answer her, she's probably not going to give you a message. Just Just an FYI, she likes conversation. So everybody just, she's all about reciprocity, like super big. So, Sherry Lee, you have to pick something just for you. What would you do just for you with $1,000? So he's like so specific. Like, what would you do? It has to just, I'm going to buy me a purse. Buy something you would never spend the money on for yourself normally. Have that like over. I would never spend $1,000 on a purse, but many people do and think it's just fine. I would rather spend $50 or $30 on a purse and put the rest of that money in my purse. Personally, that's just me. But Dave loves it because I always think about other people too, and I'm a giver. That's what we were talking about last night because the Powerball in the US is $1.9 billion. I'm like, Dave asked, what would I do? I said, I would go on a love tour and just spread around and, spread the love. That's what I would do. Truly, that's what I would do. Because, I've learned this is my path, and the only thing the universe is going to let me do is this path. So I am embracing the fun of it. So pick something that you would honestly never do for yourself, Sherry Lee. She's like, that's me, but it's a manifesting game. Yes, it's going on. It's more like it really went up. It was 1.5 billion and now it's 1.9 billion. So anybody in the US, buy a ticket. If you do, don't forget us. Sherry Lee, I always did that to myself while I was married. I promise. I always, with my kids, I always put myself last on the list. And then you know where everybody treated me? Last on the list. Now, you know what? Yesterday, I took the day off and didn't do my coffee and card so I could get my hair done and do my self-care. You have to figure out if you don't fill your cup up, you can't give to the other people in the best way possible. Because trust me, the day I do self-care and spend that time giving myself some self-love, Dave loves it because then I shower him extra with it because my cup is so full it's running over. So you have to make sure you're giving to yourself. That's a message for everyone out there. Okay, Shanae, my niece, this is for you. Buy a Powerball ticket if you can buy one. And play the game of like spending it. But like today, if you had $1,000, Shanae, what would you buy? Like I said, I'm gonna start the game with Dave because I'm giving him a hard time because he's having a hard time about doing it. But so you told him to have a different perspective on it. And Sherry Lee, that burns you out, girl. I know. Trust me. I never took time for me. Never. So as a girl who's been there and on the, I'm working on going the other direction now in my life. Shanae, you have to spend it on just you. Have fun with it. You have to spend it on you. You can't spend it on anybody else today. Another day you can spend it on somebody else. Today, just do it just on you. What would you buy you? Something you would never dream of. Like Dave's all about nice purses and things like that. And I'm like, I could do other things. Well, there you go, Jocelyn. You're next after a card after my niece Shanae for that beautiful answer because you deserve it. What's wrong with your car, Shanae? Look, you get the card of communication, Shanae. Look at that card. I have to tell you, look. Look at the butterfly. We both know what that means. Grandpa's definitely trying to communicate with you and let you have all your dreams. And then you get the angel assistance card on the bottom too. So just know grandpa's trying to communicate with you. My dad passed earlier, and Shanae was close to my dad. She's my niece. Jocelyn, you were supposed to. Here's the game. Every day you add $1,000. Tomorrow we're going to spend $1,000. Every day. This is coffee and cards from now on. Every day we're going to add $1,000 and decide what you're going to spend it on. And Celia's thing to Dave, because he was having a hard time, is, look at some of the other things you want. Dave would like, other things, So he's decided to see it from a different perspective. So don't limit yourself. And Shanae, you get the lightning card. So whatever you put it out there to the universe, and it can really come super quick. Super duper quick. Because that lightning card is like the tower, which, when that eclipse happened this morning, and that's a full moon, it is conjunct Uranus, which Uranus is the tower card, which is like, right now, win the lottery. Shanae, buy a lottery ticket. So he's like, buy a lottery ticket, spend the $2, buy a Powerball. It's $1.9 billion. That means you'd get like $1 billion after, the tax on it, because tax is crazy, but that's how it is. So yeah. Okay, Jocelyn, we're getting a card for you next. So you said a power card too for you. And we got a couple. We got the freedom card. We got the soul journey. We got the intuition, and you got the personal power card. So those are all really strong. And the compassion card on the bottom, which is, Kuan Yin, but that's telling me make sure you're meditating. But I feel like try this game with us and see if it doesn't open your power and your freedom and your abundance, because it's part of your path to dream big, Jocelyn. Yeah, I feel like you're getting so activated right now. I know Dave and I have been. So, yeah, there you go. Amber, would you like a shamanic medicine or a power card? I hope both of you ladies have good car trouble stuff fixed. Megan had to have her car fixed yesterday, and it ended up being her oil was low, and she just had her oil changed. So it's kind of odd that it was that. Jocelyn, here's a little statement. We were doing a thing last night, Dave and I, but so you wanted me to do a thing and post it as donation only. So, but we were just going to talk, and it's about us knowing our value, but it was also about somebody came on and I had to give them a little guidance on manifesting. So Jocelyn, I invite you to go look at the one we did last night. Celia talked to her until she could understand and get to the vibration of hearing. And finally, Celia's affirmation was every day's getting a little better, because she was, she's having a real bad dark night of the soul and having a lot of stuff. So like Celia gave many processes and tips and ideas to work on manifestation. So Jocelyn, we invite you to go back and look at that video. It was really like Celia wanted it for donation based. That way we weren't just pulling cards. That way me and Dave were talking. Had me and Dave been doing a free one, we would have not got that deep into that conversation to try to help that person. So, and Celia went until that person could hear her. On different processes for manifestation. So, Celia's just like really like tapping me on the shoulder with that, saying, because me and Dave did that for that purpose. And after we got finished with her message, we were like, okay, we're going to go get in the hot tub now. We're done. That was just literally, Celia was really specific at being about, 7:00 and about like really about the thing. That way we would not be just doing free cards. She wanted us, for one, to put a value on what we're doing, but for two, for us to have the time to sit and talk to that person just she felt comfortable because we were doing what we normally do, sit here, do cards, but we were just sitting here talking. Just kind of like what Celia and I are doing now. And then you get the rainbow dragon, which, you know, and then you get the communication card, which, you know, so know that the ancestors are trying to communicate with you. And Celia likes you to look at that card because she says, look at that card, and that's the color you need to work with for the day to help manifest your energy. So Jocelyn, those are for you. Amber, we're going to get you next. Celia was not done with Amber or Jocelyn, and she won't go until she's done. Like Celia's like that. She won't go until she's finished with the message. So Jocelyn, there you go. Whatever color you were attracted to, she says, you know, that's the color you need to work with for the day. So we are going to now go to Amber. Because Celia's done now. Sometimes I get ready to go and Celia's like, hold on, I'm not done. And look, there's that rainbow dragon again. That is a strong message today. So Amber, you get the rainbow dragon. Look at that. Pick which color you're most drawn to on that picture. And then Celia says that's the color you need to work with today. And then the next card out you get is the transformation card. So that is the Phoenix Rising. So just know if you're going through a hard time, because we get the illusion card, which is that dark night of the soul card for me. If you're going through that, just know that, you know, that Phoenix is rising. You're getting ready to, you know, it's going to turn around super quick. Just keep working on raising your vibration. You know, meditation. I can't stress meditation enough. Yeah, meditation. So, hi, Fire. How are you? Hi, Eclipse. Where are you from? Hi, Fire. We're trying something new today. If somebody gave you $1,000 today and you had to just spend it on you, what would you buy? I am from Indiana in the United States. Well, I'm originally from California, but I reside in Indiana, which is like upper Midwest. Oh, Miami. We were trying to go to Miami and trying to go to Miami and trying to go to Miami. We wanted to go there for December, but the universe does not want us to go to Miami. The universe is sending us back to Sedona. So we were trying to go to Miami. Everybody's got car stuff going on. I know this is going to sound like the most craziest idea, but write a list of the things you really love about your car, like the best things that your car does for you. Like, even if it's like the best car, like what does it do for you? Will it still get you where you need to go? Is the radio good? Does it have, you know, what does it have that's really, what are the positive? The more you focus on the positive, the more the other positive things can come about it. We're in Arizona, Fancy Nancy. We're going to Sedona, and then we're going to go to Vegas for some time. Fire, you are not allowed to give it to anybody. If the point of the game is, how would you spend it on yourself? Yeah. So my guide's like, how would you just spend it on yourself? I'm gonna buy me a purse. I would never do that, but with my game money, I'm gonna go buy me a purse. So I already know what I'm going to do with my money tomorrow. I want to go to Miami. I want to go see Abraham. Fire, go to Abraham. She's coming to Miami December 10th. Work on meditation and manifest that. It's like $250 to go to a workshop. That's why I wanted to go to Miami, because I wanted to go to Abraham. But I guess I'll wait. It's not meant to be this time. We're going to Sedona. Yeah, no, it has to be something fun for you. Something you deserve. Like, mine's a purse today. I'm going to go shopping online and pick me out the most fun purse. Celia's like, it's a game to dream about what you want. Every day we're going to add $1,000. But yeah, it's about having fun and trying to work on manifesting abundance. But it's an Abraham process that Dave's working on, and Celia's guided me to start doing it. And apparently she wants me to do it with all of you. So we're going to do that. So we are going to, Eclipse, we're going to get a card for you next. Do you have a question? And you can pick a sacred power or a shamanic medicine card. The point of the game is about having fun. Yep, it's about having something you would do. Like, I would never just buy me a purse, but Dave bought me a really cute purse for my computer, a computer bag. It's really a cute purse. Probably not something I would have picked for myself. So now yeah. So it's just a game about buying your, like, some self-care. Like, what would you do for yourself? And did you put what kind of card you wanted? Fire. I've only been able to find out information on you. I do tarot at 11, which is in a couple of hours, about two hours and 20 minutes. Right now I'm doing Oracle. We're using the shamanic medicine or the sacred power. Just those two. Good morning, Corinne. How are you? Hi, Queen of Humility. Okay, we are going to use the sacred power then. We are doing a game today, this morning, ladies. We're trying a new Esther process. If I gave you $1,000 today for something for you to spend just on you, what would you buy? Every day we're going to raise it 1,000, and you can dream big. I'm going to buy me a cute purse. But it has to be something for you, just for, So if I gave you $1,000, Corinne, what would you buy? How about you, Queen of Humility? What would you buy? And fire, the cards you get are the personal power and the illusion card, and the bottom of the deck is the truth card. So I feel like somebody is definitely looking into stuff, seeing what they can find. But it seems like somebody's trying to do something more on, on that darker side of things. So I would say yes. That's what we were asking about, and I kind of got a yes. Those cards kind of gave me that yes energy. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just trying something fun. Dave's been doing that process, but having a hard time, manifesting every day. So Celia's guidance today when we were meditating out in the hot tub during the eclipse was to look at it from a different perspective instead of, and put it as like window shopping and say like someday, he wants a house on Lake Michigan. So I'm like, look and, find the one you want and then put that on your, and have that someday I'll buy that. It's in your game, but your subconscious doesn't know that you don't have to say in the game, but we're playing a game. So, but your subconscious doesn't know. So put that energy out there, someday. And you can mean someday in this game, if you can't believe that really someday you can do that, just for now, someday in the game. Um, you know, Tomorrow we're going to do $2,000. So, I'm doing a trip to Miami tomorrow. I'm going to go see Abraham. So that's what I'm a manifest for. That's how I'm spending my 2,000 tomorrow. I'm already looking at tomorrow to spend mine because I'm that excited about the game. I hadn't been playing it. Dave's been playing it, but like Celia's like pushing me to play it. Yeah, but she wants us to increase it play the Abraham game and increase it $1,000 a day. So, yeah, Corinne, I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, yeah, it has to be just something, for you. So yeah, I feel like definitely there's some kind of something going on. Some people are just there's other ways even besides tarot. Some people can be really telepathic. Some people do astral projecting. Yeah, but sometimes when you're connected with somebody, that like connection can be like super. I'm using this shamanic medicine and the sacred power cards this morning, Corinne. So we're just pulling from those right now. We're going to be back at normal time. Well, 11 my time, which time has changed because, we do the daylight savings time. I don't know if anybody else does that. Dave and I were talking about that this morning. If anybody, where you live, do you have daylight savings time? We fall back and spring ahead, and so I'm doing it at 11 my time, which is like what it used to be an hour. It'll be an hour later than it used to be. So we're getting one for you, Corinne. Fire, I use here. I'm just going to pull mine out because I'm in here. I carry a whole bag of rocks, but I carry witch's broom on me. It really helps protect my energy. Black kyanite, super duper good for like protecting your energy, like from anything negative around you. I have it like in my office on my desk. I carry it. I have a little bag of like rocks I carry, and it's one of those. I also, we smudge, Ice Age. Dave bought me, a big box. Since I'm doing more of this, like I'm saging every day. I also put myself in a protective bubble. I call in Archangel Michael and I ask him to place a protective bubble around me. So you can do that as well. And, clear your, just Dave has black tourmaline towers around the yard and the house to like as a grid to protect my energy. So I know it's going to leave, wherever it lingers, you're going to be able to see where there's heavy energy. So that smoke kind of does it, like the sage definitely does it. I don't know about the tobacco for clearing it, but different parts of the world do different things. Yeah, but definitely put yourself in a, like I do a protective bubble. Sometimes I pick one of the different, colors of the rays of light. Just whatever I'm guided to at the time. I like a pink bubble, with like, yeah, the other day I put me and Dave in a pink bubble with like glitter. Like I was having fun with it. So we were happy, but like, just so we were surrounded, in love, just, I told him it was like we were in a snow globe. The is how it made me feel. Just very protected. So you can call in protection. And you can, ask that your entire space be protected, not just particularly you, but like your whole space. So, Corinne, did we get your card? I'm like, psh. Celia, until she's done, just like when she's with you, she won't stop until, well, like right now, like Dave's dad is around so much. My parents are both around. Like we were talking, the veil is like super thin. The ancestors are definitely like constantly tapping the shoulder. So definitely lots of ancestor stuff around. You can ask if it's an ancestor for like a guided message. Corinne, we get the medicine card. So you wanted me to really hold that up there and let you see. And then the bottom of the deck, you get the tree of life. So with this, it makes me feel like, the ancestors have built a really strong foundation for you, Corinne. That you have a really strong foundation to go on. That's a beautiful message. But no, they're around you and they're trying to speak to you. But yeah, I feel like, this tree has definitely, it's really bloomed. It's definitely, you're blooming, Corinne. You're doing great. Keep going. And then we get the Divas card, which is, asking, for, other spiritual help to come in. Sometimes I call different archangels in to help, or like even like Dave's grandfather was bothering me the other night. I won't say bothering me, but kept waking me up and saying his name, so I knew it was him. So but I feel like the ancestors are talking to you, but I feel like you're built on a very strong roots. So look at your roots. That took me a long way to get around that. Look at your roots, Corinne. I feel like one of your ancestors is really trying to communicate with you about a healing modality. In this card, he looks like he's meditating. So make sure you're meditating. Ask him for a sign. Sometimes, Corinne, I even just say a thank you instead of, that prayer, just thank you for the guidance I'm going to receive on this. Sometimes that helps, just thanking them ahead of time. When Dave and I go on vacation, when we first leave, I always tell him, thank you for such a beautiful trip. I always start out with that expectation that we're going to have such a beautiful trip, and start out literally thanking him that day with that. So try that as well. Yeah, sometimes do, when you wake up at first, if you feel like you've been getting communication, do automatic writing. Queen of Humility, do you do any journaling? Celia's asking. She feels like you may do journaling. Yeah, Celia's like, talk about your journaling. She's like, tell them. So can you share a little bit about your journaling for us? While I get a card for you. Do you want a medicine card or a power card? What is some of your process for journaling? Do you like do a daily prompt or Celia's always pushing me to do journaling. Sometimes I'm resistant. So she's trying to get me some inspiration apparently. I'm a Leo moon. And look, you get the reflection card, which is, for me, Celia's saying that, about, shining your light, stepping into your power. Yeah, we get reflection, which that really makes me feel like, when I walked out this morning, that's what I saw of the eclipse. That little sliver just left. And then we get the illusion card on the bottom. So the veil's really thin. Yeah. So, yeah. So keep shining your light, she says. She's making me really yeah. And then you get that personal power. I think it's saying it's time for you to step into your power a little more, because then we get the exploration card. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing? Do you journal in the morning or do you do automatic writing or what do you do? Celia's like really interested. She's like not letting me go anywhere till I hear from you. So like she's like conversation with you. And then we get the lightning card on the bottom. She's like, yeah. So she's like not going to let me go anywhere. So I'm going to have some coffee and just be patient, she says. She said, I need to learn. So I'm very resistant sometimes. That's that Taurus in me, that stubbornness, which I try not to, So you prefers the Sag of me. Ashley, we're going to get a card for you. Oh, maybe that's a sign we both need to do more journaling. Yes, I wake up a lot of times confused about my dreams. So, things that make you go, Okay. Okay. I'm going to step up my journaling game. I feel like they're inviting you to do the same, that maybe you're going to get a lot of messages by doing that. So Ashley, would you like a power card or a medicine card? Oh yeah, water is very important. We're like 70% water. Like water is like super important. You can go without food for a while, but you can't go without water. Ashley, Celia's like saying to like making me feel very serious. So take it seriously. Pay attention to that. Yeah, she's like very much, my whole like energy changed to very serious. So she's like, take it that seriously. And then we get the offerings card, which is the wealth card, and we get sacred sight, which is purpose. But she's like giving me the feeling of like, I notice there's a lot of fruits and vegetables in the picture. And that's what it's saying it's offering you. Maybe it's saying to check, something about your diet, but like she's like totally changed my whole thing to like very serious, like serious. So, but with that, I see there's like a lot of like fruits and vegetables in those, baskets. So, and then we get sacred sight, which is purpose. So, make sure you're meditating. She's like super drink the water, but like take it really serious. Don't just brush it off. She's like serious, like so. And that's not normally the message we give. So yeah, she's like serious. That's what I just keep hearing in my head, serious. So pay attention to what you're eating. She's like food of the earth, like, but yeah, she's like, take it serious. Fatine, thank you for donating. Fatine, would you like tarot or would you like an oracle? So you would like to know. When you donate, we give you that. You get the choice. And then Ashley, we got the shaman card. So have you seen your doctor? So like, have you saw your doctor about it, Ashley? Okay, 15, we will, we're going to get some tarot for you. Thank you for donating. Make an appointment. She's like, don't wait. Like, it's serious. Like, call today. Call today, please. I'll say, Ashley, the only other time I've got a message like that, it was confirmed to be right. So just call today. She's like, things happen for like a reason, for a reference for later. And that's exactly what I just played in my whole head. So call today. Everything with that person was fine, but there was some medical thing going on. So call today. She's not going to let me go till I like really stress. Call today. And in my head, it's always safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. So this is for you for teens. We had a flying card, so. Okay, Fatine, the first card we have is the Empress. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Then we have the Death card. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. I feel like whatever your conversation was maybe you doing what was best for you. And sometimes with that, I feel like that's her doing her own self-care, following her own path. But sometimes when you do that, you make yourself look that much better to that person once they have a little time to have a little introspection on it. Sometimes initially, if you put up a new boundary and that's something new for them, they're going to be like, what the heck? This is, that's not your normal behavior. But through that change in your behavior comes the transformation, which is, this, we are in Scorpio season. This is transformation, lunar eclipse, full moon, opposite, Uranus, which is all about the Tower. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity in the physical. I feel like if there may be a time of separation, and that means some time for some heart healing for you, to put the work in, to not be codependent on this relationship, because that is literally putting the work in to do the steps. Like the Knight of Pentacles, he's slow. He is doing each step. Because then we have the Eight of Swords and, the Four of Pentacles, which is definitely, codependent, holding on energy. And as you release that energy, we get the Tower. Because I feel like as you're in this energy, so is he. Like Five of Swords, like that's somebody like really like in your ear. And that's normally the ego. So Celia's saying to have your ego step aside and really focus on your own path and your own grounding and your own balance and really shine your own light. I feel like it's asking you to shine your light right now. I feel like this energy is to have you reflect on your patterns and just take your time. I feel like it's wanting you to be in this energy right now, working on your own self-care and knowing your value. You have to know your value because we teach other people how to treat us. And if you're not sure how you feel on your value, look and see how are other people treating you. So if he's not treating you of the highest regard, let it go for now. Letting it go and knowing your power and standing in your power will transform the situation. Cause that, she's like, be in your own power. Like it's time for you to really like shine your light. Yeah, it's really your time to like get your balance, really focus on something else. If you literally take your focus off of him completely and focus on your spiritual journey, on what you need to heal, like here's some questions Celia's saying, write down, how is this, write the situation down. Like what situation is it triggering for you? Write it down, write how it makes you feel. Write when else you felt that way, what other people and situations have made you feel that way. And you will discover that people, we attract things in that pattern. And being aware of that pattern makes you more able to, see things, and also you can resolve them, then I'm like, okay, how would I like to handle that situation instead of that immediate emotional reaction, to learn to be more King of Swords about things and be more analytical instead of just going off of my heart first thing. And how would I like it to be? I think it's a time of apart right now. I feel like Dark Night of the Soul, he has to do some work. That's the card that fell out. He has to do some work. He has to have the Dark Night of the Soul. And as long as you're like letting him breadcrumb you and be in and out with you, he's not going to become this emperor and become enlightened. Like it's like right there. And then, the Two of Cups. But part of that is that being a part-time, Dark Night of the Soul time. Because Four of Wands on the bottom. So, but I feel like, sometimes we have to put those boundaries up if somebody's not doing us right, and then give them time for them to respond to it. If you put a boundary up and they go quiet on you and then you reach right back out, they feel that there's no boundary and they don't have to honor that at all. Put your boundary up and then go on your own way and be like, if you're not going to honor my boundary, bye. Because I promise you, somebody else will honor your boundary. And somebody else will honor a lot of other things about you. Hi, Danny. How are you? Buffett a teen. Yeah. Celia's like, know your worth. And if you put a boundary up, just like literally Page of Swords, that's like no communication. That's like taking your focus completely somewhere else. If you take your focus off someone, they can feel it. Just like when he took his focus off you, how you felt it, pull your focus off him. Watch what happens. Watch. So if you put a boundary up, she's saying just stand by that. You have to be patient. Plant the seeds. Seven of Pentacles, you have to be patient. Thank you. My daughter did my color yesterday finally. So we have to do it when she has time. So she had time. So that's what we did yesterday. So thank you, Fatine, for donating. We greatly appreciate it. That is why we do tarot. When somebody donates, we give them the option. So Danny, would you like a card? I am doing really well. Trying to get adjusted. Oh, Kay sent a donation. Kay, do you have a question? And would you like an oracle or a tarot card? Kay, I was looking. Could you post your question for me? If Eli R is feeling towards me currently, am I twin flame? Okay, we can definitely do that. Okay, and ladies, I have a question for you. Celia's having us play a new Esther game, Abraham game. If I gave you $1,000 today to spend on you personally, what would you buy? And you have to just spend it on yourself. I'm going to buy a purse. Dave's been playing it and he's having money, but Celia wants us to do it on a different way. So if I gave you $1,000 to just spend on yourself, what fun way would you spend your money? I would never normally spend $1,000 on a purse. So she's like, yeah, buy a cute purse. So it's a game about being more open to spending money more freely. Sometimes we get really, about spending money, and it's about, expansion. So if I gave you $1,000, what would you buy yourself? So, and this is for you, Kay, on the feelings. We get the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Right now, like both those, like in those cards, there's like no communication. Like there's not having it. Did you set a boundary? Like that person's like very boundary-ish. Like she's like the Nine of Wands. It's, the wounded warrior, but like that's like a boundary. Is there no communication? I feel like these two people aren't talking. But this person over here has been the wounded warrior. I feel like going through dark night of the soul. So I feel very no talky. Like both those people are like not doing it. Somebody's really focused on the money and somebody's really focused on the spiritual path. Like, I just feel like different levels of focus. Like, are you going through the dark night of the soul? Are you having... I am a twin flame and... Oh, yeah. That's why I'm like, I feel like you. I'm like, have you been going through dark night of the soul? Like, I'm like spiritual path. Like, this is me. This is Dave. Truly, that could not be a more prime example of Dave and I. And Dave and I are twin flames. Yeah, so just dark night of the soul stuff. I feel like definitely twin flame energy. She's like, Cillia's saying, you found me, so you're most likely twin flame. But I feel like that's how I feel like Dave's really good financially. He's got a really good, stable job. Me, I'm like just focusing on my spiritual path, holding that light for others, kind of like standing there, like, and that's what we're literally trying to do. I'm trying to, help guide others based on what I've done. So I feel like this is what you're supposed to do as well. But just no dark night of the soul. Kay, have you ever done a focus wheel? It's an Abraham process. Where like, yeah, change the focus, that's me. That's why I'm trying to, work on my balance of, on my spiritual and my financial. And so, I'm offering free readings, but I'm doing that in the process of building my hours towards getting monetized. So I can get paid for doing this daily. So, watching, we greatly appreciate it. We, the thumbs up, we are, I'm working on my abundance too. But that's why, Kay, if I gave you $1,000, what would you buy today? And we're going to every day increase it 1,000. Cillia's like loving this game. She's like loving the thought of what would you buy yourself for, $1,000. And what are you learning spiritually? What healing practices have you worked on? I do Reiki, I do tarot. What modality are you using currently on your spiritual path? Because we are all about bartering and training and, so he's definitely guided to ask about that. I got online certified and practiced every day on myself in the beginning because, when I was doing it, I was definitely very dark night of the soul, and it literally helped me so much personally. So, look on Udemy. You can take a course for relatively cheaply, and get certified. You kind of go at your own pace, but it like teaches you all the basics. And then it's literally about just spending the time to invest in yourself to do it every day. But do that. And then in that, you also learn how to do distance Reiki, and that's doing it on other people. But doing it on myself, like, really does so much for my energy personally. So, if it's something you're interested in, definitely, look into it. And so you like, literally, you can take a course for really, like, fairly cheap on the Udemy thing. So, yeah. But we feel like it's part of your path. Okay. She says we're going to pull some more cards now. But every day we're going to spend it, add another $1,000 and see how you spend it. So, she would have me buy a little purse. So, and this Six of Wands is so powerful. She went flying off the table. So I feel like you're about to really step into your power, and you can manifest that. Write the story you want. I started to tell you about the process of a focus wheel. Like, at the top, you write where you're at now. In the middle, write what your goal is, and then write like 12 general statements around there towards your goal, on things you believe. Start really general. A really good one is, I am where I am. Things are always working out for me. Every day things are getting a little better. That was the one Celia told somebody last night. Every day things are getting a little bit better. And that's a really good one. And I feel like that's a really good one for you. Every day things are getting a little bit better. And every day that you say that, the more you're going to step into that. And then you get the wish fulfilled. So I feel like it's a time for you to really just focus on you. I feel like definite twin flame energy, though. She's like, yes. But the more you step into your power and your energetic ability, of raising your vibration, like, she's like, be in that vibration. Be in the vibration you want to manifest in. And then you will gain that stability. But, like, we definitely feel that twin flame energy. So sometimes there's a time of quiet, so you can work on you. So that's the message we have for you, Kate. Definitely, yes, twin flame sometimes, but working on the past, recovering it. Look at your pattern. Celia's saying, like, and yeah, think about. Sometimes that's really good. Like, if you take your focus off somebody, okay. Example, when he has his attention focused on you, how do you feel? And when you have your attention focused on him, that's how good he feels, because you have really strong, powerful energy. And as you project that energy on him, it feels really, really good to him, because you have a really strong energy. So it's like, super good for him that he's going to, he feels like no matter what, because when they get in that stage, they feel like no matter what, and you're just going to keep giving them that energy. When you, like, really, like, Page of Swords them and, like, I'm going to focus my energy over here instead and really focus on your spiritual work, like, they will feel that. Like, Danny, did we get a card for you? We have power or medicine cards. Danny, do you guys do daylight savings time? You are very welcome. Yeah, take your focus off. Like, literally, if you take your focus off, like, literally, they're going to feel that immediately. Like, do you feel when they take their focus off of you? I mean, Celia's like, that's a pretty good example. How do you feel? As Dave calls it, my squishy face. So, Okay, Danny, this one is for you, a power card. So you just like look at things different. Danny, if we gave you $1,000, what would you buy yourself? Has to be for you. What would you buy? So you think that's a fun game. And Dave's having a hard time, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to have that hard of a time. So we're going to see. Today for my $1,000, I'm going to buy a purse. Which is not something I would normally spend that kind of money on by any means, but it's a game. So in the game, I feel I'm okay to do it. So I'm worthy in the game to do it. Tomorrow we're going to add 1,000. Danny, the cards you get are Illusion, which for me, I feel like this is like Dark Night of the Soul, like doing the steps, doing the work, so if you're having a hard time, just know it's part of that process. And then we get the Lightning card, which is like, for me, this is like Tower card, like divine intervention, like, ta-da, here we come. Because then we get the Source card, which is definitely, some, blessing showered upon you. And Danny, I feel like you have been putting in the work. So as you put in the work, the universe, I feel, gives you a gifty. So I feel like you have a huge gifty coming, Danny. Yay! Yay. And here I have a gifty for you. Let me know. And I'm going to get my bath bomb recipe together and stuff, and a couple of things, because I have it in my head. I don't have it on paper. So I'm going to make some bath bombs for my granddaughter. So I'm going to give you the gifty of giving you my bath bomb recipe, which people have told me I make the best bath bombs I've ever had. So I will send you the recipe. So maybe that's your gifty from the universe. So if it goes well, I would like some bath bombs, please. Though I enjoy making them, and my granddaughter needs some, so I'm going to make her some bath bombs. That's us, Danny. I didn't travel much all of my life. I've moved a couple of places, but like not a lot of vacationing. And like Dave, like has a job, with a travel company thing. So we get to travel, which I feel blessed about. Like, so every time before we start to go somewhere, like we're like planning, like we're going to Sedona. So we're like already working on the plans of dreaming of what we want to do there. Yes, I make I use CBD in my bath bombs and my bath oil. Like I make a nice massage oil with CBD. I have a good connection for some CBD isolate, and you just add the isolate to an MCT oil, MCT, whatever, coconut oil, and it just takes some pain away. Like I've got a friend that was buying bath bombs from me, that said that was the only thing that took his bath pain away, or his back pain away, was, using my bath bomb. So, yeah, I know for here it was at first not legal everywhere, but now it's CBD's legal everywhere. But we just, like, I buy the isolate powder, so it's just like a powder, and you reconcentrate it in oil. And I do that in coconut oil. But yeah. Danny, do you know who I was getting a card for? So you wanted to talk to you about bath bomb stuff. So I know it was the Source card for you. I can't remember if I called anybody else. If not, we're going to look at the list. But yeah, I have a girl in San Francisco. I get it from that's in like I have a bath bomb group that I'm in, and can get a Jennifer. We're going to get a card for you next. Okay, we're gonna get one for Jennifer, but yeah, I'll share my recipe with you, Danny. I do that, and I make a nice a good sugar scrub. Or you can do it with salt. I like it with sugar. But yes, I like a good sugar scrub on my legs. I haven't found a good salt consistency I liked. Dave tells me it's because I like the sweet stuff better. Like my iced tea, I have to put a little drizzle of honey. It's funny because yesterday he had some of my tea because I have positive energy tea. And it's like a sweet tangerine. And my dad makes me have it as iced tea. Because he always drank iced tea. And since he's passed, like I've got such a craving for iced tea. It's crazy now. And Jennifer, we're just going to do the power cards. But the salt would probably definitely be better for the feet because, you know, a little more porous there. Danny, you get the compassion card and you get the divine consciousness card. I feel like it's saying you're kind of divinely guided and anointed. I feel it's want you to make sure you're being focused on what you're doing. And if that's your true path, make sure you're being focused and giving it the effort that it is requiring you to give. Don't just trust it. You know, the universe is only going to give you back what the effort you put in. She's saying, make sure you're doing all the work, Jennifer. Really put your focus on there if that's where you really want to. Please do not spam my chat. That gets you put in time out. Thank you. I don't like that. Thank you anyway. I just did it, Danny. I wasn't gonna. As I said it, it came again. So you just took it. She said no. No. Boomy, we will get you next. And then I think we're gonna. So Boomy, do you have a question? Hi Monica, how are you doing? Yeah, Celia was not having that. She's like, nope, we're paying attention. She was not having it. So I invite everyone to spend a little time outside. That sunshine is really strong, but that moon, you know, all that energy. So Celia's like, she's wanting me to go outside. She's like showing me the sunshine outside. So Monica, we're going to get a card for you. Celia says next. And we're using the sacred power cards, which were called to, and you get the manifestation card. So, you know, That's a beautiful energy in the transformation card on the bottom. So Monica, what would you like to manifest? It looks like really it's in your power to manifest anything you want. And we are in that Scorpio energy, and we just had the lunar eclipse, the full moon. Don't worry about it, Jennifer. Thank you. Yeah. But Monica, it's super powerful energy for you to manifest. So you told Dave and I, we were talking about manifesting because full moons are a lot of times about releasing. But during the eclipse, Celia said, that's when, it was like a new moon at that energy for Dave and I. So we were really working on, what we want to manifest. And, we're letting go of the things that are blocking. So don't let anything block you, because you can manifest anything you want right now. So, yeah. Quickly, she's saying, because that transformation card is that Scorpio energy, which can happen like now. She's like now. So so there you go. We will next get a card for Angel. Angel, do you have a question, or are you just wanting a general? We're just pulling Oracle now. And Celia says we have the sacred power, so I feel like we're pulling from that deck right now. So we're just going to pull from this deck. Okay, you can ask your question, and we're just pulling from this Oracle deck. So you can ask a question, but we're literally just going from this. You're very welcome, Jennifer. Think of how you spend your $1,000 today. I don't know if we got that from you, Jennifer. If we gave you $1,000 today, how would you spend it? Has to be just on you for fun. Guidance for Angel. Okay, we get the Sacred Wisdom card and the Retreat card. So I feel like Spirit saying, where your path is guiding you. If you're unsure, take a little bit of time, quiet time outside, and bring your hand to your heart. And, I feel like the universe is definitely guiding you with the Sacred Wisdom there. So beautiful energy for that. Kritka, current feelings and next actions. And I think that's going to be our last one because, yeah. And we're going to end with the Rainbow Dragon, which is, look at whatever color you're drawn to on that card, and whatever color you're drawn to, that's the energy you need to work with for that chakra. And then we get the divine consciousness, which is, source is really guiding you towards that. It's a time of your spiritual awakening. So, focus on what energy you're drawn to and really focus on working on that chakra for today. Yeah. Thanks, Danny, for getting that last spammer. I am going to go for a little bit. I will be back in about an hour and 20 minutes for live tarot. We did switch time zones here, so I'm still doing it at 11 my time, but I think that changed a little bit. So I will be back in about an hour and 20 minutes for free tarot. Thank you. See you later. Yes, I saw that, Danny. Thank you.